everyone, what's up and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Liz, and today we're going to be discussing the case of Tent Girl, or as she was publicly identified as, is Barbara Ann Hackman-Taylor. Now, the body of a decomposing woman was found wrapped in a heavy green canvas tarpaulin that was found on May 17th of 1968. This was on or near U.S. Route 25 in Georgetown, Kentucky, and she was found by a man named Wilbur Riddle. Now, the material she was found in was known to wrap a tent, so that's why she got the nickname Tent Girl, which feels really awkward. But anywho, this Jane Doe would be examined, and they determined that she had died sometime between April 26th and May 3rd of 1968. So, relatively a few weeks before they found her. So her state of decomp, obviously not the best to find, but hence why it would hinder in figuring out who she is. But I digress. So they also determined that she was between the ages of 16 and 19. She was approximately 5'1" in height, and that she weighed between 110 to 115 pounds, and that she had reddish brown hair. Now, her identity would remain a secret until 1998. I know this sounds really strange, but this is one of the first cases where DNA was used to identify who the Jane Doe was. Now, in 1998, obviously you think early stages of genetic genealogy and stuff like that. So 30 years after she was found is when the positive identification of Barbara Ann Hackman-Taylor would come to light. And the reason for this is because they started doing DNA testing. Very, very early stages. But how did Bobby, which is her nickname, become the Tent Girl? Now, Bobby was a young working mother from Lexington, Kentucky, who seemed to have just gone missing in late 1967. So if she's missing from late 1967, something seriously happened. Now, that's not the only thing. Lexington is about 15 miles from where she was found in Georgetown, Kentucky. Bobby was also living with her estranged husband, who is George Earl Taylor, and also with her infant daughter. So why would she up and leave her husband and her infant daughter? Interesting, right? Very interesting. And no one had seen her since late 1967. So there's obviously lots of red flags. So that was until Todd Matthews discovered a description of Bobby that was put up by her family, specifically by a woman, Rosemary Westbrook of Arkansas, who was listed as a contact for the family. Now, Todd Matthews emailed this woman, and Rosemary believed that the information he had matched her sister Bobby. Now, one specific detail that he mentioned was a distinctive gap between her two front teeth, and Bobby was known to have this. And when Rosemary heard this, it was like, bam, that's my sister. This is so strange. So what they did was they ended up exhuming Tent Girl's body, and they extracted DNA and then tested it against the Hackman family. And lo and behold, on April 26th of 1998, this is when we get the positive identification of Barbara Ann Hackman-Taylor, aka Bobby, aka Tent Girl. They also were able to track down Bobby's daughter, who was living in Ohio at the time when they identified her. And the reason why she was in Ohio is because that's where her biological father, or Bobby's husband, was from. That's where his family lived. The prime suspect in this case is her estranged husband, George Earl Taylor. But unfortunately, we won't know the exact intentions of her death, just that she did die due to homicide or murder. And we won't know because he died because of cancer in October of 1987. So a full 11 years before we'd find out that Bobby did in fact die. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments down below. I would love to know. If there's any case you want me to cover, also put that in the comments down below. I would love to know. And I'll see you guys in another video.